Καλησπέρα, good evening, Burma. I am Ivan Jokic, and this is the first it's a test, it's the first live, and as a matter of fact I have no the first live, and as a matter of fact I have no idea how it's function. Let me find if it's possible. Ivan Jokic. Perhaps I will find myself. Okay, I found myself, but I'm sorry if you have patience. I have not idea how it's working, and I'm trying to learn. Thank you for understanding. Okay, live I found. I have a problem with my eyes, and so I'm trying to have better looking at the monitor. I didn't find still your messages. I'm trying to approach Ivan Jokic, big intangible. Thank you for understanding. Okay, live I found. I have a problem with my eyes, and so I have the second account. Perhaps I will find there. I'm trying to have better looking at the monitor. At the PC monitor, I mean. Okay. I need to take in my hand. problem with my eyes, and so I have the second account. Perhaps I'll find there. I'm trying to have a better looking as a monitor, as a PC monitor, I mean. You may speak something. You may. In my hand, I can read. So please make any question, make a wish, anything. Any question, please? Thank you for visiting my live. Ευχαριστώ για την επίσκεψη. Κάντε κάποια ερώτηση, κάντε... Second account, perhaps I'll find there. Okay, let me introduce myself once. I'm Ivan Jokic, and I live in Greece, in city Thessaloniki, and I'm a sci-fi writer and myth maker. I'm trying to speak in English. Even my English is just everyday talk. I'm trying to express my way of creating in a very amateur way, but it's as any kind of creation is something unique. I'm trying to express my narratives that are sci-fi, scientific ones, fictional ones, between through the how can I say the painting. The paints are the most of them are images. They are iconographia, how can I say in Greek one. And I'm trying there to put scripts that are some messages that explain in very, very special way what I'm trying to reach by my this kind of art. And in this case, I'm trying to approach a kind of new view of academical and scientific world that is about a journey in not only in the universe, but and in the smallest pieces of the subworld. I mean, much smaller than the tachyons and so on. That is the way I am calling the geometry, three-dimensional geometry tree, and I'm trying to approach a new branch that is, in this case, the geometry tree. It is the energy intangible and in this case intangible physics and genetics. For that, I have no idea about those kinds in really classic and so perfected scientists in like is biogenetics or physics, quantum and thermodynamic and mechanic physics and so on. But I'm trying to approach them through the kind of intangible, philosophical, and very, very careful. For that, I'm trying to specialize to think a lot. I'm using one of the best toolkits that launched for me the first time Nikola Tesla, the grand innovator, and a lot without writing notes and so on before to organize a concept, an idea, and after that to begin to make starting the scientific spheres and so on. So I'm not any kind of scientist. I'm just an electrician. I used to be electrician with high school until 1993. I used to work and here in Greece until 2007 and so on. And after that, I began to work in everyday efforts, just in way of approaching of the philosophy as an alternative bridge, a very important bridge of the scientific world. So, this toolkit of thinking a lot in different versions gave me a lot, thanks God gave me a lot way on to test myself, not to make so big, I'm making big errors in concept, but I'm trying to make tests at myself as much as possible, thanks God, using that method of rumination. After that, I'm trying to give space, to give breath and time, my ideas, and for that I began to work at my scripts in another very special, but I'm not the first, and for that, in the Da Vinci way of scripting. That means that I used to write from right to left. It was making more amusing and more interesting, and at the same time it was a self protection of the ideas, and not to get there any people that is just and for fun. I'm helping people for fun, but if they with make the fun an interesting way of approaching and a clear way of approaching. In this case, I try to improve that kind of protection. And after a year or so, I put another kind of difficult that was the, how can say, writing without space between articles and words. That made really much amusing but much difficult at the same time, because in this case using a sentence without spaces. This is a manuscript of my book. In this case, there is none space between words. I'm using for help sometimes, or at most of the times, I'm using colors to separate in some way, to help the readers and fellows, the people that want to how can say, to learn from them. But at the same time, somebody that will try to learn something new, something renovated, and so on, need them to have the official presence. It's a kind of part. It's a part from the algorithm of the given and taken. It's not just how can say interesting, but it's a bridge. It's one of the needs, the most important, because in all the life, the scientific life of 3,000 years of the human civilization, at least, because life is borderless and in time and in space and so on. But in these 3,000 years, the most scientific big steps made it human civilization when they give the society of the each present time, time there, local time, gave the real honor and fair playing and with the persons that gave the different innovations and so on. So after the kind of without space, difficult, very much, very big, because in a sentence when we may find, like the ancient manuscripts, there could be 4, 5, and much more, because in sentences there is no way of separating. In this case, the versions are very, very big. I try to make much interesting this kind of riddles and so on with another way. I began to separate the parts, the interesting parts and mechanism of the more or less big project or middle project, to separate in 3, 4, 5, and much more narratives. So I'm making their properties and separating in different parts, and in this case, I'm trying to attract the real scientific world to understand that something that is very interesting. What is that? The communication. The communication just need as much God give me life. And in this case, it's very, very good, this way of teaching, to be in the way of learning for me, to reorganize in much improving ways, and also to have more possibilities in this very small way of place of atelier, and that's the reason that I made. I'm trying to make those innovations, the alternative way of approaching. I'm trying to make as much as possible every time much no difficult, but to make more coded and to say the scientific world and other very interesting world like the religions presentation. I am Orthodox, but I'm respecting any. I'm Christian Orthodox. I'm respecting any kind of religion, and people that are more things that are free and don't believe at God and so on. Anybody has him way of thinking and living, and for me it's just respect. So more or less this is my workplace. These are the way that I'm trying to work. I'm a self-publisher. Also, I may say that the 5 first books, there were fingering the music of DNA ID. They are like very small. There are 30 until 50 pages and so on, and they are only from one side written to make possible to make notes and so on. The readers and fellows who wants to study up my way of creation, and after the dimension of the 5 first books are an A tessera, 29.7 centimeter by 21, how much it is, a centimeter, but something very important, after 6 months that I got the 5 first issues, because they are not real books, they are issues. The bibliothèque of the Greek Parliament asked for this issue through National Greek Library to ask me officially by law to take those books in the archive for studying and so on. It was very, very. I was, and I am very thankful for that. And in this case, I saw that one of the very important founders, like is the bibliothèque, the library of the Greek Parliament, make me that honor to ask me officially for books for my issues. Now, after that, because there were some difficulties, there were not any TV, how can say, from Greek government, any radio, TV, and so on, to ask for me more information, to ask for me interviews and so on. There was no foundation other to ask for me corporation and so on. So I, after 5 issues that I got with license, I decide to take the books without to print the books without license. But again, I'm selling just with VAT, paying the tax, the country, the Greek tax, 6.5, how much it is, percent, and I'm trying to be very, very and to take care about the laws of this country that I love. Like my country, it's a way of living I like and love, and the Greek civilization, Greek people, and Greek government. I used to be an official how can say advisor in different monasteries here, and in somehow for at least 2 presidents here in Greece, one, and another country, a big country. Also, I was for over a year an official consulate, and so on. Now, as I see slowly the 25 first minutes that it's needable for this video live is finishing, is passing slowly. I wish you, it's time for our Christians before the Christmas, but also for all the world, all around the world, it's the time that we're starting slowly the period of changing of the years. With regard with respect the 2023, and with wait and welcome 2024. So in this case, I wish to express that I'm very thankful at all friendship, at all known and unknown, that supporting me so long, so much time in LinkedIn, in Instagram, first in Facebook, and here the last 2 to 3 years, I don't remember, in TikTok, in Pinterest, and so in Twitter X. I'm very thankful at all those social media that gave the people unknown like me and millions and billions other Vimaritora. How can say in Greek, it's a place of expressing the aspiration and inspirations and so on. And there is none more than respect and thankful at all those social media. And so I wish also them to thank the personnel here at TikTok, and wishing them a happy New Year in the nearest changing, how can I say, changing the year. after less than from 4 weeks to fortnights, and after that, a new year and new goals and targets, goals, and so on. I am very pleased at all the work that I make. I didn't sell nothing almost. From the big artworks, and even they are amateur one level, but they are very, very rich, and there is something very special. The special is that the way of writing the people like me it's need to make to specialize many people for renewing all the artworks, especially the philosophical one, are live. They are not put in cornice in a frame and put somewhere in a museum or somewhere in a bedroom in a place or in a good salon and so on. No. They are live creations. They need answering. They will, up of them we've made many question problematismi, how can I say in Greek, and question marks, and they need to have answers as much as right, because we could not start to we are as it seemed to go as a Mars planet. We're going through Hermes. It's not in philosophy. We make allegories. We make so many other metaphor and so on, but the target is target. The target needs so clear without lies, because lies in creating how can say creating quantum deviation, creating deviation, and any deviation creating new deviations. So that's the reason that I'm trying to find people that have listen air and trying to come like investors at the most expensive way that is most expensive is giving firstly the time, giving investing in the interesting to listen, to learn, to teach, and so other not elements, but properties, because elements, it's a composition in the endless composition, and that is the major, no mystery, but the major way of and approaching the intangible geometry, that everything is, any element is really endless way of studying, that is separating, but the way of separating we will talk another seance sequence. That's for now. And one time I wish to thank there were many people that passed even for little seconds, and I'm seeing just one of them that is staying I wish to thank him who is. I could not understand who is. I'm seeing now, and I make, how can say, followed him. Thank you, sir, whoever you are, and that's all for today. I wish to thank you so much, and one more time. Have a nice afternoon. Ivan Jokic, Thessaloniki, 3 Andrea, Thessaloniki.